Too much sun and not enough sun. What am I? The thorn in your eye. It's my life in the box in front of me. Taking talk in my arms is the soul of me. You walk by, ask to see me laying face down. Come on, free your mind, find your alibi for a time. I'm walking on stones and glass. When I reach out my hand, I know you can't stand me for what I am. But once I had it all your only things ain't just without wings. Too much sun and not enough sun. What am I? The thorn in your eye. Too much sun and not enough sun. What am I? The thorn in your eye. Too much sun and not enough sun. I'm lost again, but I gotta maintain. Too much sun and not enough sun. What am I? The thorn in your eye.
Hello everybody and welcome to Chase Race number 3. Also, it is the 29th race of Season 4 NASCAR Walmart Cup Series. I am Levi McIntyre, aka ThrashManiac99, the voice of NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the Pep Boys Auto Parts 500 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. This is going to be an exciting 49 lap race here at this very fast mile-and-a-half racetrack, where we're going to see a lot of passing and some great racing and maybe some big wrecks. You never know what can happen here at this particular track. Meanwhile, let's take a look and see how the chase standings look coming into tonight's race. JEKO Knight comes in with a 1-point lead over both Chris Singer and Chris Thomas. Then the rest of the top 12 in the points include Joshua Michaels, Chase Oliver, Jesse King, Trent Dunham, Sonny Hammond, Zachary Fitzwater, Dorian Facepuncher, Jesse Setti, and Danny Wells. So the 4 drivers who are right now the ones who would be eliminated would be Austin Weiner, Mitchell Riggs, Rue McIntyre, and Eric Enrage. But one of those 4, particularly Eric Enrage would have to potentially hope to win the race if he wants to stay in contention. But really, everybody from Austin Weiner through to Eric Enrage are only within about 34 points behind 12 in that range. So really, all those 4 are still in contention to get into the top 12. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take you to the half pace lap as you have seen the starting lineup scrolling on your screen. And as you see with the starting lineup, Biggie Spencer is going to be on the pole. PJ Williams will be starting in second. Excuse me. And then the rest of the top 5 is Henrietta Fitzwater, Michael Norman, and Dorian Facepuncher. So he will be the highest starting of the chasers, and right next to him and behind him are Chris Thomas and teammate chaser Jesse King. So those are some notable chasers up there. Here we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys and girls. Lap 1 complete. Biggie Spencer held them all off for that spot, and now we are seeing some aggression going on as new driver in second place is Jesse King in the 55, a chaser right behind him, fellow chaser and points leader JEKO Knight, all running up here, and I see Chris Washers are up here as well. This would be big if Chris Washer could end up winning here, because that would keep his streak of winning at least once a season going for Walmart Cup competition. Already you see a lot of double to 3 wide action around the middle to the back of the pack. Jesse King has the lead, but now here comes Chris Washer to get to the spot. Who will lead this lap? I think King might have got him by a bumper. Let's see. And indeed he did. And now Chris Washer is the leader, but now here is Dorian Face Puncher in the second, but right next to him is Brandon Gonzalez in the 17. And he will take the second spot away from Face Puncher. And now here comes Dillon Young and Marco Rose along with Charles Sanford, all up here in this battle. But meanwhile, Chris Washer has the lead, and he still has it, as Brandon Gonzalez is right there in second, and Marco Rose, so both of the newcomers into the series, Gonzalez and Rose, are second and third right now. Also, they are teammates. But now here is Charles Sanford into the mix, and right now the highest chaser is that guy right there in fifth place, Sonny Hammond in the 47. Bush's Baked Beans Chevy. And when we get to lap number 10, we'll do the run through of the field. But one of the big interesting aspects of Atlanta is pit strategy, because in case we ever get cautions, and depending on the time of the cautions and the pit stops taking place, then it's going to make for some interesting lineup shuffling to go on within the field. But right now, Chris Washer doing an excellent job of holding everybody off with that lead. Battle for second as chaser Sonny Hammond goes underneath and is going to clear Marco Rose. So right now, Sonny is still the highest chaser in the field at the current moment. But meanwhile, Washer continues to hold on to the lead, but now Sonny Hammond, he's getting a run on the 10 car to maybe go for a move to get by him for that position. And now here he comes. Sonny Hammond coming low for the lead, but will he get it this time? Oh, it's close, but who got that lead? Saying Chris Washer still led, but now Hammond gets cleared for the lead. But now here is Charles Sanford into the picture. And when we come to the stripe, we will go through the whole run through of the field to see who is running where. Now we have crossed it. Let's take a look and see how the field currently runs at the moment. It is Sonny Hammond in the lead, second Charles Sanford, third Chris Washer, fourth Biggie Spencer, fifth Cody LLAMAS, sixth JEKO Knights, seventh Chase Oliver, eighth Gabe Williams, ninth Brandon Gonzalez, 10th Chris Singer, 11th Jessica Shelton, 12th Marco Rose, 13th Zachary Fitzwater, 14th Dorian Face Puncher, 15th is Dillon Young, 16th Seth Cole, 17th Chris Thomas, 18th Joshua Balkin, 19th James McLeod, 20th is Justin Nichols, 21st is Kyle Matthews, 22nd Jesse King, 23rd Kyle Singer, 24th David Rivera, 25th Preston Plord, 26th Joshua Michaels, 27th is Matt McIntyre, 28th is Ian Dutta, 29th Trent Dunham, 30th is PJ Williams, 31st Jesse Setti. Whoa, 3 wide for 32nd. It looks like Michael Norman gets the spot. 33rd Mitchell Riggs, 34th Kendall Maynor, 35th Anthony McCrory, 36th is gonna now go to Brandon Nichols, 37th will now be Eric Enrage, 38th Charles Jackson, 39th Rue McIntyre, 40th Henrietta Fitzwater, 41st Austin Weiner, and 42nd is Danny Wells. Right now, Chris Washer actually got the lead back from Sonny Hammond. But Hammond's still hanging on in that top 5 in the second spot. And so far this entire race, we have been caution free, and we have seen some great racing going on so far. Right back here, a battle for third and raging as JEKO Knight has the spot. Brandon Gonzalez wants it. And wow, look at Jessica Sheldon. Last I saw her, she was in the 11th spot. Now she's up into the 6th position. And now JEKO Knight's going to get forced up and is going to lose 2 spots, maybe 3. And we have a new leader, and it's once again Sonny Hammond in the 47. Let's take a look and see where our chasers currently run at the moment. As right now the highest is Sonny Hammond in the lead. Next up, let's take a look and find Trent Dunham. He's back in the round 25th. Danny Wells up around 37th. Let's find JEKO Knight. He was last scored in 7th, but now he's going to lose a bunch more spots. Chris Thomas back in 32nd. And right there next to him, well, let's just keep going. Next up, Dorian Face Puncher. He's back around 21st. Chris Singer up inside the top 10. Chase Oliver currently in the 19th spot. Austin Weiner back in 34th. Rue McIntyre back in 37th, last scored. Eric and Rage up in 30th. Zachary Fitzwater, 29th last time scored. Jesse King last time was scored in 17th. Mitchell Riggs last scored in 33rd. Joshua Michaels in 35th last time. And then Jesse Setti last scored around 25th. And a new leader once again, and it's again Chris Washer. It's been back and forth all race between Washer and Hammond for that spot. Hammond's actually going to lose second, and now Brandon Gonzalez gets the spot, and now here comes Jessica Sheldon, Marco Rose, and Charles Sanford. I'd say in about 10 or so laps, that will be when we get to potentially green flag pit stops, if this race does continue to be green all the way through. But let's take a look at a run through of the field once again. It is Chris Washer in the lead. Second is Brandon Gonzalez. Third, Jessica Sheldon. Fourth, Charles Sanford. Fifth is going to be Joshua Balkin. Sixth, Marco Rose. Seventh, JEKO Knight. Eighth is Cody Lamas. Ninth, Sonny Hammond. 10th is Kyle Matthews. 11th is Seth Cole. 12th, Gabe Williams. 13th, Matt McIntyre. 14th, Jesse King. 15th, David Rivera. 16th, Dorian Face Puncher. 17th, Chris Singer. 18th, PJ Williams. 19th, Biggie Spencer. 20th, Kyle Singer. 21st is Michael Norman. 22nd, Chase Oliver. 23rd, Jesse Setti. 24th, Dillon Young. 25th, Trent Dunham. 26th, Eric and Rage. 27th, Zachary Fitzwater. 28th, James McLeod. 29th, Henrietta Fitzwater. 30th is Mitchell Riggs. 31st is Chris Thomas. 32nd, Preston Plord. 33rd is Austin Weiner. 34th, Joshua Michaels. 35th, Justin Nichols. 36th is Rue McIntyre. 37th, Kendall Maynor. 38th, Ian Dutta. 39th, Danny Wells. 40th is Charles Jackson. 41st, Anthony McCrory. And 42nd is Brandon Nichols. Chris Washer continues to lead the way, and we are now at the halfway point of this race, and so far no cautions or any accidents have happened. Everybody's still running on the lead lap and battling for position. Right now we got a potential battle for second going on. Brandon Gonzalez has the spot, but Charles Sanford right there behind him in that 2015 DeWalt Power Tools Toyota for Joe Gibbs. Back here, a battle for fourth. Jessica Sheldon's going to get it. And actually, this is between three teammates Shelton, Lamas, and Knight. I see one of their other teammates, Kyle Matthews, back there around battling for, I would say, the 10th spot. And then Jesse Setti is around mid-pack, I would say. Chris Washer just continues to hold on to that spot. Because right now that second place battle is still brewing. And Charles Sanford looks like he's going to get that spot once they come into this corner. And it looks like he will get cleared of the 17 of Gonzalez. And look at how fast they're going on average speed. They're going 205 on average on this on this track. Let's actually pull up the original menu bar here. And let's see how fast they go. They're going 203 in the turn number 3. Oh, wait a minute. It's because I think pit stops are happening. And that is indeed the case. Chris Washer is going to be the first to come in the pit road for green flag stops, and JEKO Knight, Gabe Williams, Cody Lamas, Chase Oliver, among others, coming in as well. So that is going to hand the lead over to Charles Sanford. But I see him and Brandon Gonzalez slowing down along with a bunch of other people, and they're coming into pit road to make their pit stop. And that's going to hand the lead right now over to Matt McIntyre in the 31. So far only he, David Rivera, Michael Norman, and Austin Weiner are the only ones who have not pitted yet. But I would assume they are going to come down this time by. And it looks like that's going to be the case. Because here comes the 31, the 6, and the 3. But what about the 22? Is he coming down or is he staying out? No, he's coming down. So now everybody is now in the pit road, been in and out, and are now making their pit stops. Let's see who became the first one to exit out. And it was Chris Washer. So it looks like everything's going to cycle around potentially to the 10 of Chris Washer. There is Charles Sanford, who was the leader of the second pack of cars. But Chris Washer, I think he is going to get the lead, and he will. So it looks like everything's going to cycle around back to Chris Washer as the leader. So far, the 10 has led the most laps in this race. So right now the highest chaser is JEKO Knight, who is the points leader. I think it's a safe bet to say that he is going to go ahead into the next round based on points. Unless he runs into trouble, he will advance into the next round. The only chaser who has advanced into the next round is Chris Singer for winning last week at Thornton. But right now, top 4 is all very, very close together. But now let's take a look and see how the field looks now after all the cycling that's been done. As Chris Washer is the leader, second is Brandon Gonzalez, third Charles Sanford, fourth JEKO Knight, fifth is Chase Oliver, sixth is Gabe Williams, seventh Marco Rose, eighth Cody Lamas, ninth Matt McIntyre, 10th is Zachary Fitzwater, 11th is Dorian Facepuncher, 12th is Jessica Shelton, 13th is Jesse Setti, 14th Joshua Balkin, 15th is Sonny Hammond, 16th David Rivera, 17th Jesse King, 18th Rue McIntyre, 19th Michael Norman, 20th PJ Williams. 21st is Kyle Matthews, 22nd Eric and Rage, 23rd is Austin Weiner, 24th Ian Dutta, 25th Seth Cole, 26th is Dylan Young, 27th Joshua Michaels, 28th is Kyle Singer, 29th James McLeod, 30th Chris Singer. 31st is Biggie Spencer, 32nd is Chris Thomas, 33rd is Kendall Maynor, 34th Mitchell Riggs, 35th is Henrietta Fitzwater. 36th, Brandon Nichols. 37th is Anthony McCrory. 38th, Trent Dunham. 39th, Preston Plord. 40th is Danny Wells. 41st is Justin Nichols. And 42nd is Charles Jackson. Meanwhile, we have a new leader, and that is Charles Sanford. Both the 20 and the 17 managed to get around the 10. Wow, so the top 5 now is Sanford, Gonzalez, Washer, Knight, and now Gabe Williams. But Charles Sanford trying to go for his second career Walmart Cup Series win. His first one came around this time last season when he won at Spartan. But right now, Charles Sanford has that spot, but who knows, those guys behind him could be plotting something to time their move right to get by the 20 if that is the case. Let's take a look around that battle for 5th. Gabe Williams has it, and then there's Matt McIntyre. Wow, Chase Oliver managed to get bypassed by about 6 cars. And they're actually not that far behind the leaders. So they would have to potentially hope for a caution to come out in order for the whole entire lead lap pack to be bunched back up and be in this fray. But it's 10 laps to go here at Atlanta in the Pep Boys Auto Parts 500, and Charles Sanford has the lead, and then second is JEKO Knight, our highest running of the Chasers. Let's see where Chasers currently run. JEKO Knight is in second. Let's look for Trent Dunham. Wow, he's back in the back of the pack in 38th. Danny Wells, 39th last time. Let's see Chris Thomas. He was last scored in 31st. Dorian Facepuncher, he's around the top 10, last scored in the 8th position, so he's having a great race. That could hopefully, I'd say that will definitely put him into that top 12, into the challenger round of the chase. Next up, Chris Singer back in 28th. Chase Oliver in 11th last time. Austin Weiner was last scored in 20th, and then up ahead, Eric and Rage. But let's see Rue McIntyre. He is back in 25th. Eric and Rage up in the 18th spot, at least last time by. Zachary Fitzwater up to the 13th spot, so not a bad day for him. Sonny Hammond in 12th, last time scored. Jesse King was last scored in 16th. Mitchell Riggs back in 34th, so if he stays there, he will most likely be eliminated from contention. Joshua Michaels up in the 19th spot, and then Jessie Setti up to the 13th spot. Wow, good job for her to come back and get a better spot. Back up at the front, Charles Sanford still leads, and when we come by, it will be 5 laps to go. And actually, those guys who are in 5th place are actually starting to catch the leaders, but do they have enough time? That is the question. And it is 5 to go. Sanford has a nice lead. Brandon Gonzalez is going to go by JEKO Knight for second. Brandon Gonzalez, he's trying to go for his first ever Walmart Cup Series win in just about 7 or 8 starts. But he's got 4 laps to try and pull it off. But will he be able to pull it off is the big key. Meanwhile, back here, battle for the 5th spot brewing with teammates Gabe Williams and Matt McIntyre right now. Meanwhile, Charles Sanford continues to keep the lead, and it's now 3 laps to go here at Atlanta, and Sanford is holding off everybody for that position. Gonzalez is trying to do everything he can. And indeed, those guys from 5th and 6th are now up here into this fray now. But I don't think they'll have enough time to get by Sanford, as it's 2 laps to go now. And the lead is only up nearly 4/10 Sanford has between himself and the 17 of Gonzalez. JEKO Knight going underneath for 3rd over Chris Washer, and so will Gabe Williams. White flag is going to be displayed for Charles Sanford. Trying to go for his 2nd career Walmart Cup Series win. Brandon Gonzalez gained a little bit there, but he's going to have to like put pedal to the metal if he's going to be able to get to the lead. And it's not going to happen, so coming off of turn 4, Charles Sanford is going to get his 2nd career Walmart Cup Series win. Charles Sanford wins the Pep Boys Auto Parts 500 at Atlanta. Only our 2nd non-chaser to win a race during the chase, the first being Ian Dutta back at the 8 Bowl a couple weeks ago. But Charles Sanford manages to pull it off here at Atlanta. But let's take a look and see how the results came about, and then we'll take a look and see who is officially out of the chase and who isn't. But Charles Sanford is going to pick up his 2nd career Walmart Cup Series win, and he gets it here at Atlanta. Great job for that 20 team. Brandon Gonzalez, solid 2nd place finish. That's going to be his first top 5 of his career. That was a great job by that 17 car. JEKO Knight, the highest running of the chasers. He finishes in 3rd. Great run for him. Gabe Williams, solid 4th place finish. And Matt McIntyre, wow, 2 of the Richard Childress cars finishing in the top 5 with Williams. And then Matt McIntyre in 5th. Great job for him. The dominator of the race, Chris Washer, is going to come away with a 6th place finish. David Rivera, solid 7th place finish. Marco Rose gets his first ever top 10 finish of his career. He comes away with 8th. Joshua Balkin, solid 9th place finish. And then Jesse King, the 2nd highest chaser, comes away in 10th. And as I look, 4 out of the 6 Roush Fenway cars finished in the top 10. 2nd, 7th, 9th, or 8th and 9th. Great job for Roush Fenway. And then the rest of the top 20 was Jesse Setti, Cody Lamas, Sonny Hammond, Dorian Facepuncher, Zachary Fitzwater, Jessica Sheldon, Chase Oliver, Ian Dutta, Joshua Michaels, and Austin Weiner. Then the rest of the top 30 was Rue McIntyre, Eric and Rage, Seth Cole, Michael Norman, PJ Williams, Dylan Young, Kyle Matthews, Chris Singer, James McLeod, Biggie Spencer. The rest of the top 40 was Trent Dunham, Anthony McCrory, Kendall Maynor, Chris Thomas, Kyle Singer, Mitchell Riggs, Henrietta Fitzwater, Brandon Nichols, Danny Wells, Preston Plord. And then the final 2 cars to finish the race were Charles Jackson and Justin Nichols. And as I am looking here at the points, I think the 2 guys who I think are officially out of contention now are going to be Danny Wells and Mitchell Riggs. So unfortunately, those 2 will not be able to compete for the rest of the chase. And for Mitchell Riggs, that's a shock because he's been the dominant driver this season. But in this chase, he has not performed well, and now he's going to be, unfortunately, going to be out of contention. As far as any potentially out drivers, Eric and Rage, I think, is going to be out. And possibly Rue McIntyre. That's possible. But I do think he might be. So I'd say, to my estimation, you'll see him officially at the end of the video, but I think officially the 4 drivers out would be Danny Wells, Mitchell Riggs, Eric and Rage, and Rue McIntyre, potentially. But we will find out at the end of this video. But thank you guys for watching the Pep Boy Auto Parts 500 and the end of the sleeper round of the chase for the championship. Our next race to kick off the contender round, actually, the contender round of the chase will be at the 1.5 mile of Kansas. Actually, the next 3 races are 1.5 mile races: Kansas, Rockingham, UK, and Texas. Then our challenger round is at Talladega, Kentucky, and Homestead, and then the finale race is at FTF. So that is our chase schedule for the rest of the season. And here are your results: rookie points, chase points, regular points heading into Kansas. But I'm Levi McIntyre, signing off.